I get eager scrolling through endless options, trying not to waste hard-earned cash on a machine that ends up gathering dust. You've probably seen a few videos that promised the perfect all-in-one and you're left wondering if the hype matches the reality of your own sewing room. That hesitation is real, especially when you're juggling projects like a kid's quilt, a set of embroidered tote bags, and the occasional repair job on a denim jacket. You want something that actually delivers on both the sewing and embroidery fronts without turning your countertop into a tech nightmare. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Brother SE2000 tries to be that bridge between a solid sewing machine and a capable embroidery workhorse. At first glance, the promise of a single machine handling everything from basic straight stitches to a 5-inch by 7-inch embroidery canvas feels like a time saver, but the proof is in how it behaves when you plug it into your daily workflow. I've spent the past few weeks testing it in a typical homecraft environment. Think late-night quilting sessions, weekend monogram projects for friends, and the occasional quick hem repair. Below is what I've learned about where it shines, where it trips, and who will actually benefit from the extra features. First, the wireless LAN and the Artspira mobile app are the most noticeable departures from a traditional sewing machine. Setting up the Wi-Fi connection was a matter of a few button presses and following the app's step-by-step guide. Once linked, you can transfer designs from your phone or tablet directly to the embroidery area without needing a USB stick. For someone who already curates a library of digital motifs on their phone, that convenience cuts down on the download print scan loop you see with older models. In practice, I was able to load a 2 MB floral design in under 10 seconds and start stitching it right away. The app also gives a preview of stitch density and lets you resize the design on the fly, which saved me a lot of trial and error when adjusting a logo for a set of corporate shirts. That said, the wireless side isn't completely hassle-free. The connection can be a little temperamental if your home router is crowded with other devices. In one instance, the machine froze mid-stitch while the Wi-Fi dropped, and I had to reboot both the router and the SE2000. If you live in a spot with spotty Wi-Fi or you're not comfortable troubleshooting network hiccups, you might find the wireless feature more of a curiosity than a necessity. The good news is the machine still works perfectly fine via the traditional USB port if you prefer a hardwired transfer. Now, about the actual sewing side. The SE2000 carries the standard suite of stitches you'd expect from a mid-range Brother machine: basic, stretch, decorative, and a few specialty stitches like a blind hem. What makes it practical for everyday sewing is the ease of switching between sewing and embroidery modes. The control panel has a clear sew and embroider toggle, and the machine automatically repositions the needle and presser foot. I used it to finish a pair of jeans by stitching a reinforced seam, then flipped to embroidery mode to add a small monogram on the pocket. The transition took less than a minute, which is a real time saver compared to swapping out two separate machines. A common pain point for hobbyists is thread tension when moving between fabric types. The SE2000's tension dial is fairly responsive, and because the machine uses a single needle system for both sewing and embroidery, you don't have to readjust tension dramatically when you switch from cotton to a thicker felt. In my test, a simple tension tweak after changing from a lightweight shirt fabric to a heavier canvas kept the stitches even, and the embroidered pattern didn't balloon or pucker. That reliability is a big win if you're a mixed media crafter. The 5-inch by 7-inch embroidery field is generous enough for most personal projects. Think monograms, small logos, decorative patches, and even modest-sized motifs on quilts. If you're envisioning full-size wall art or large-scale embroidered panels, you'll quickly run into the size ceiling. The machine does allow you to split a larger design into sections and stitch them piece by piece, but that adds manual alignment steps and can be frustrating for beginners. So, if your primary goal is large-format embroidery, you may outgrow the SE2000 sooner than you'd like. One of the most tangible value drivers is the bundled set of 24 premium thread spools in jewel tones. Those colors are vibrant, and having them pre-installed saves the initial scramble to buy matching embroidery floss. I used the teal, ruby, and gold spools for a set of personalized tote bags, and the colors held up nicely after several wash cycles. However, The machine's bobbin system is the same as most domestic models, meaning you'll eventually need to purchase additional bobbins and thread. The bundled spools are a nice starter pack, but they won't cover the long-term thread consumption for heavy users. If you're a seasoned embroiderer who already owns a dedicated machine, the SE2000 could serve as a convenient backup or a tool for quick projects that